I am Captain Tommy Scoville, and you are on the Lifeboat Live. You know what we do, people. This is the time of the day where we tend to go live and do our live feeds. I was actually going to take this evening off. I had some family come by. They weren't here for a particularly long time, so I had a little bit of extra time here at the end of the night. But more importantly than that, today is the birthday of one of our crew members, and I didn't feel comfortable not wishing Mr. Flaming Jackson a birthday. Just wouldn't have been right. You know, this is a guy that is just such an important part of what we do here. Let me make sure I got the chat on. Let's see, live chat. There we go. Jackson is just such an important part of what we do. He's one of those people, folks. If you don't know the gentleman that calls himself Flaming Jackson, please take the time to introduce yourself and get a chance to know him. He's just such a kind soul and just such a great human being that, as I was saying, if you're just getting on the live feed, tonight was the night I was going to take off. I had some family come by. They left a little bit earlier than I expected, but more importantly, I'll repeat it again, it is Flaming Jackson's birthday, and there's no chance that I'm not going live at least long enough to wish Mr. Flaming Jackson a happy birthday, because he's such an important part of this crew. He's just always there to support each and every person who's fighting the good fight, and we love him, you know, plain and simple. We love you, Jackson. Happy birthday, brother. Hope it's been a good one, and here's hoping and praying you got, 100, 150 more in you. So we've got the seventh son. We've got Virginia Dooland. We have Hunter Haas. Hunter, great to see you, my brother. We've got Charlie Mullins. I love you, Charlie. Chad Perry, you made it. I know it's late there. Guns and Reapers, excellent to see you. Old friend of mine. Happy birthday, Bent Genetics says to Mr. Flaming Jackson. I love it. Hopefully Jackson makes it on. If he does not, I'm sure that he will catch this on the replay. People, the last two videos, the notifications aren't going out to a lot of people. We're going to have to do something, because this is something that is plaguing so many channels. And when notifications go out, we get about 50 to 60 views within the first hour. When the notifications don't go out, we're lucky if we get 100 views in a day and a half. And that's just, it's awful, because there's important stuff that people are missing, and just really don't want that to happen. So we're probably going to, I'm going to be setting up a notification system that we do ourselves, so that I will send an email blast or a text blast to everybody that signs up for that service, so that we don't have to rely on our new partner to do it. I'm not bad-mouthing YouTube in any way, shape, or form. Am I bad-mouthing YouTube? But they've got, I think, 60 million channels now, which is, if you think about it, 60 million channels is a really, really tall order. Guns and Reaper says, I got my notification. Fantastic. A lot of people did, but I got a lot of emails from people that said they didn't. It's just sort of hit or miss. Also, you do want to make sure that if you hit notification that you hit the all button, because it's not the default setting. So you want to make sure that you go in there and adjust it to make sure that you get all of the notifications. Mr. Flaming Jackson has just entered the building, people. Jackson, I was telling the fam before you got here that I had some blood relatives that came by the house tonight. Got a chance to spend some time with some family and nieces and nephews. It was awesome. But I was going to not do a live feed tonight. But because of the fact that it's your birthday, there was no chance I wasn't going to go live, Jackson. I wanted to make sure that as the captain of this here vessel, I had the opportunity to wish you a happy birthday and to tell you that we love you, Jackson. You're a great guy. You really are. There are very few people that I've come across in cyberspace or in the real, sort of brick and mortar world that we live in, who have a heart as big as you do. You're just a great human being, and I'm a really lucky guy that you watch this channel. I'm a lucky guy that you're such an active part of everything that we do on this boat, and we're all lucky that you come here and you support everyone who's fighting the good fight, and you're there for everybody, truthfully, from the bottom of my heart, brother, I love you. And I'm so glad that you're a part of this. I really am. Happy birthday. And as I said before you got on, here's hoping and praying you got at least 100 or 150 more of them in you. And if you're embarrassed by this, well, you've got 364 days before I do it to you again. So give you plenty of time to get over it. I see my man, Saigon Cinnamon, has entered the boat. Saigon, always a pleasure, my friend. I'm going to try to read all of your messages if at all possible. This oh, Saigon Cinnamon, you you did your homework apparently. Oh, that is funny, people. That is funny. Journey Grizz Cub. So happy that you are here. It's a pleasure to welcome you onto the boat as well. You're funny, Saigon. That's good stuff. It's really good stuff. Everybody, welcome to the Lifeboat Live. As I was just telling everybody, we're going to be trying to put together our own version of the notification so that we have the ability to make sure that we're not missing notifications. A lot of people are saying that they're not getting them, and that's not something that we want to happen to anybody. So we're probably going to be putting together our own little notification system. I believe I just saw a couple of other people enter. My other screen here right now is not working, but from up there, I believe I saw the avatar that belongs to Deja. There we go. I just got my screen back. Deja Moore, welcome. I'm glad that you are here. Lady Fee Crispin, glad that you got a chance to join us. Welcome. And Joe Birdwell. Joe, what a great letter. The feedback that we're getting on this already. People, I got the coolest email after I did. If you haven't seen the goodbye letter that I did this evening, please go and see it because it's a good one. It really is. I want everybody to get a chance to get a look at that. But I got an email from someone that said they'd been using a very long time and had also never attempted to quit. And they said when they heard the letter that I had read and that they felt like maybe this was the time. Boy, that's what this is all about, people. That's why we're putting these letters up. That's why I'm reading them. That's why I'm asking you people to write them. It really is a gift that you're giving to the entire world when you take the time to write this. Obviously, it's a really big deal for you. It's a punctuation, like I said in the video. It's the slamming of one door and the opening of another, right? It's the ending of that chapter that wasn't so good, and it's opening the door for a chapter that's awesome, right? The new you going forward. So it's a beautiful thing. Really, really great letter, and it's already touching lives. It really is, Joe. So thank you so much for writing that and allowing us to read that on the air. That's just good stuff. Really, really good stuff. And he says, it's been a long 4 days, but I'm on top of the world. And you're going to stay there, brother. I promise you, the future, I'd love to tell you that it's an easy process, but it would be a lie. And it's not something that I'm going to do. I never have any intention of misleading anybody. The journey through sobriety is a difficult one, Joe. But you've got a lot of people here who really, really care about you. So if you find yourself slipping, and if you find yourself slipping, there's no embarrassment in this. You understand? It happens to each and every one of us who's fighting the good fight. It's going to happen. It's going to happen, and it's going to recur. It's going to continue to happen. The difference between the people that make it and the people who don't are the people that reach out to their support group, the people that reach out to their support family. If you're new to the channel, then you may not have heard us say this, but we say all of the time, triggers are everywhere. Just hang in there, brother. Hang in there, because it's going to get easier. You're going to reach a point where you crest the top of that hill. And as you're climbing, it's going to be every trigger in the world, and it's going to be just that constant desire that's there. It's something that we all deal with. But you're going to get to the top of that hill, and when you clear the other side, you're going to start gaining momentum toward the new life. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing. The difference between the people that make it and the people who don't are the people that reach out, and the people that that take the time in order to do that. 357 says, hey, Tommy Scoville. Hey, 357, I'm happy that you're in the boat. Welcome. I really appreciate everybody being here. Really do appreciate everyone being here. It's a Let's see. Oh, that was Grizz Cub. I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anybody. I have said before, people, you're going to hear me beat it to death. But if you're new here and you haven't heard this, there's an old cliche. And the cliche goes, you can't choose your family. And we're here to say that you can. So, Joe, I want you to think of us in those terms, truthfully and honestly in those terms, because we're family and we're here for you. And I know that because of your unique situation, it's going to be hard to ask your blood family for help. You know, you have shared with us that a great many of them are still in the life and still using. Lean on us, you know what I mean? Come and ask your new family if you need any help, because we're going to go out of our way to make sure that we support you every single step of this process. Mark Wages has entered the boat. Mark, thank you. I haven't had the chance to say this with you here and to say it publicly, but if you saw this morning's video, people, we got a new crew member on the boat. It's somewhat official. The papers have been filled out, but our newest crew member is a gentleman by the name of YouTube. People, we have absolutely hit the 4,000 hour mark, and we did it while having more than 1,000 subscribers. And what that means is we can now invite YouTube onto this boat to help navigate us into the living rooms and into the cell phones and onto every office all across the world and bring the message of hope and the message of sobriety that we subscribe to here on the Lifeboat to a greater audience and a much larger group of people. I got such a cool message today that was left by Rampage, and I haven't seen Rampage on here yet, but I would definitely like to give a shout out to Rampage. He said he got up this morning and was doing his normal, after breakfast ritual routine where he goes outside and rolls up a cigarette and smokes it and sort of looks up into the sky and just hangs out. He said, and while he was doing that, just a thought hit him, like sort of a thunderbolt kind of a thing, where this thought just came out, and the thought was the Lifeboat is going to help an awful lot of people. And he said it came raining down on him, and I thought, that is one of the coolest things I've ever heard. It was such a beautiful message. I read it to my mother, and it was one of those things I said, Ma, you got to hear this. It was just it was beautiful. People, homeless in America. Do you see the homeless in America? Do me a favor and put the link to your channel up. If you can hear me, put the link to your channel up. Homeless in America. I was watching because it scrolls quickly, people, and I'm bad at this. We all know this. I'm not good at YouTube yet, but everything he can to also bring YouTube in as a partner. I have been to this gentleman's channel. He said he needs about 500 hours. Is that okay? Only mods can put a link up. Okay. See, I learned something new every day. I told you I'm bad at this. Could one of my mods put a link up to Homeless in America, please? And folks, let's go over and take a look. I've been over there before. He has a unique story to tell, and let's help him get some hours. I think that would be some time well spent. So we all need to if I could get a mod to put the link up for Homeless in America, please. Let's all support one another, people. As I was saying, I wanted to thank Mark Wages. The fact that we're here, the fact that we reached this goal, would not have happened, I assure you. And to be honest, it wouldn't happen without all of you. I mean, if I didn't have an opportunity to have this group of people, then there's no chance. I'm not the one watching these videos. I'm not the one who shares this with friends and does all of that. I'm busy, I promise you. What I got to do to keep this end of it going takes up a lot of time. But what you people have done, this accomplishment of 4,000 hours in 66 days, which I promise you is unheard of, it's not my accomplishment, it's yours. And I'm not saying that to be humble or to be cool. It's a fact. It is your accomplishment. It's not mine. But the biggest cog in that wheel has been my brother, Mark Wages. Not only has Mark used his platform to thoroughly help grow what we're doing here at the Lifeboat, but the insight and the things that he has done to bring me up, through this process. As I've said, I'm not good at YouTube, but boy, if you could have seen how bad I would be without Mark. He he is really the reason that we hit it, people. He's been guiding me and just been a brother, not just for the channel, but for this thing. There are times where this journey gets difficult, plain and simple, and not just from a technical standpoint, but Mark has been there to help with the technical aspects. And when the captain needs somebody to talk to one-on-one, Mark Wages is the guy that I call, and he has an amazing ability to talk me off the ledge and do it in a way that doesn't make you feel like you're getting talked off the ledge. Because sometimes, you reach out to somebody for help and they try to help you and you hate them for it. You know what I mean? You don't want to hear a lecture. You don't want to hear advice. Mark lectures and advises me without me realizing that it happened until usually about 15 minutes after I'm on the phone with him. All of the great advice that he has given me will sink in, and I'll realize that he has gone a long way to once again helping me keep my head in the game. So, Mark, I love you, man. I love all that you've done to help us out here. But you have been just such a great person. Our Ounce of Prevention's episode's coming back. No, I haven't answered that, and the answer is yes, they absolutely are. Starting next Wednesday, I will be posting Ounce of Prevention stuff, and I'm probably going to do 2 of them a day until we catch up. You don't have to feel like you got to immediately get on all of those. I want everybody to watch the morning video and the 5 o'clock video. I really do. I think it's essential. The stuff I put up for Ounce of Prevention, it's really something that's gauged at parents, but I'm going to start loading it because I've had a lot of emails from people that asked whether or not that's going to be something that we get rolling on, and it absolutely is going to be something that we get rolling on those. So yes, it will be going up, and next Wednesday you should see it. Okay, I would hang out for that. I promise you, it is coming. Jerry is in the building. Jerry, I wasn't sure whether or not we were going to see you. People, we could do some thoughts and prayer stuff here real quick. Brittany's mom, I'm just going to keep going with that. And people, anytime I suggest that we send positive thoughts or prayers to somebody in the group, let's use our heads. If I say, Brittany's mom needs some thoughts and prayers, you can pretty much bet the farm that you ought to be saying some prayers for Brittany as well. So let's do that. Jerry has come out of surgery. So, this is a tough time. We've all gotten to know Jerry, and we know he's going through it under the best of days. And right after surgery, that's not the best of days. So let's be thinking of Jerry as well. I got a great goodbye letter from Jerry. There are so many great goodbye letters coming up in the future, people. Really good stuff. Starting next week, we are going to be doing the interviews where we're going to be, I'm not sure what we're going to call it yet. Meet the crew. I don't know. I'm open to suggestions. My gut says probably Saigon Cinnamon will say something really, really intelligent, and I'll end up using that because he's just been sort of the mensch when it comes to things like that. Perfect. So one of the other things, people, I got a phrase that I want all of us to lock onto. Okay, and this was not something that came from me, but this is a phrase that I absolutely want everybody to focus on. I want you to think about it because this is nuts and bolts stuff that I think is so important. Absolute truth. I'm absolutely happy that you are here. Welcome to the boat. Happy to see you. Really happy to see you. Now, how's this for an expression, people? Hate the hate, not the haters. Think about it. I'm going to say it again, but I want you to think about what I'm saying. Hate the hate. That's fine. Don't hate the haters. People who decide to take a stance that demonstrates a certain level of hate do so for a specific reason, and it's never just because they like to hate. It's usually because there's something going on in their lives that is causing them problems. And I think that if we can take that Chi-Chi default setting and maybe take it to the next level to where, you know what, if there's people that really want to sling mud and there's people that really want to sort of detract from what we're trying to do, they could probably use prayers more than they could us sort of getting into the hate game. We have been great at staying above the fray. You know what I mean? We really have been a great group of people for demonstrating restraint, not doing anything stupid. I think that's been admirable. But if we could take it to the next level and say some prayers for some of the people that are, that are not being the kindest. There's obviously something going on in these people's lives, and I don't want that on anybody. I don't want anybody to be struggling. I don't want anybody to be going through it. And that's my fault. This, by the way, this was the phrase "hate the hate, not the haters," not mine. This is something that somebody else shared with me. But after they did, it made me take a really good hard look at me. And uh, is my first thought always, man, I hate this person. I can't believe what they're doing. If so, I'm probably not being much of a captain, probably not being much of a leader, and I'm most assuredly not being the person that I want to be. So our first thought should probably always be, I wonder what's causing that kind of hate, because obviously it's something going on in their lives, and that's the last thing we want for anybody, is that kind of that kind of stuff going on. So hate the hate, people. There's no problem whatsoever with hating the hate, but let's not hate anybody, right? So hate the hate, not the haters. It's got the potential to end up on a T-shirt. I swear to you, I love that phrase. I think it's something that that is just really, really strong. So as I said earlier, people, if you got on late, the reason that I am on this live feed more than any other reason this evening, I love coming on here so that you people have a chance to hang out and have a chance to talk to one another in the comment section. I mean, let's be really honest. At this point, I could get up and go upstairs. And the purpose of these live feeds, as much as anything else, is for you all to have an opportunity to hang out with one another and to talk. This is not going to be one of those 3-hour marathon shows like I did last night. I paid for that one, people. When I woke up this morning, for the 11 of you who saw the morning video, we did not get a very good response to this morning's morning video. But for those of you who saw it, my throat was just raw. If you've been with the channel long enough, you can probably hear that I don't sound exactly normal even today. Talking for 3 hours nonstop is it's something that takes a tone on the vocal cords. And then you shoot a couple of videos and you go about your normal day eating, and talking rather, and it ends up taking a toll. So as I was saying, this was not a night I was going to do a live feed at all, but I was not going to miss Jackson's birthday. So if you see him, people, make sure, and if you miss him tonight, give him a belated shout out tomorrow, because Flaming Jackson is he's one of the good guys. You don't come across too many people where you just think to yourself, this guy's got the biggest heart of anyone I've ever met. And that really is Flaming Jackson. He's just got the biggest heart of anyone you'll ever want to come across. He's just got a heart of gold, and I love the guy. And I wasn't going to miss coming on here and giving him a birthday shout out. That would have been tragic. So I don't know how long I'm going to stick around tonight, people, but I'm going to definitely wanted to make sure that Jackson got that. Also, I see Stefano has joined the party. Stefano, I'm so happy you're here. He's a very, very talented young man from Australia who is lending his skill, which happens to fall into the kind of stuff that, once again, I'm very, very bad at. His ability to create things, sort of a multimedia kind of, very gifted young man when it comes to doing things with computers. And he's one of those people that, great kid, really, mom's done a great job raising this boy. He's polite, he's just great. But you sort of want to wring his neck, because he'll do something that's just absolutely beautiful for you. And you look at it and go, oh, that's awesome. That is so much better than what I did. And he goes, yeah, it took like 45 seconds. And you just think, I don't want 45 seconds. After I spend 6 hours in coming up with a product on a ABC scale that comes in at about a D minus, he'll produce an A and send it to me 45 seconds later and tell me how easy it was to do. But great kid, and I'm happy you're here, my friend, and I want to thank you for all that you're doing to help the boat. And it's a boy that's got a really bright future ahead of him. The amount of talent that he has at the age he has now, he's gonna do some pretty amazing things in life. So you see him in the comment section. Feel free to say hi to him. He's a great kid, and he comes from good stock. His mother is also a prominent crew member on the boat. Everybody knows Fiona Crispin from Australia is his mom. So that's cool. It's always great when when this kind of thing ends up staying in the family. Alexander Kubelin. You're going to be heading to see your mother's grave on the 17th. It's her 21st anniversary since she passed. I haven't been there since her funeral. It's just been too hard. I was 16 when she passed. I'm so sorry for your loss, my brother. I hope that this trip is cathartic. I hope it's something that really heals you, you know. And for a lot of people, you know, a trip like that can be something that you know, gives you an opportunity to sort of focus. I know a lot of people who go in, you know, to graveyards and speak to the gravestones and have an opportunity to talk to someone that you know, has not been you know, that you haven't been able to communicate with. I hope it's a peaceful thing for you. I really hope that it you know, I hope it brings you peace. And again, really sorry for your loss, but it's good to hear that you're going to have an opportunity to go and see her. God bless you. So people, again, probably isn't going to be a super long live feed, but I did want to come on and thank you people. I also wanted to tell you, before we leave tonight, I want everyone to get a pen because I am going to give you an address. It is an email address. If you would like to have an email tell you when a video is going up, if you would trust that more, say, than clicking on the bell, I really think that that's going to be something that's probably a better way to be more consistent. Our new partner's got 60 million people to take care of, so I'm going to give out that address that you can email to, so that we can start just sending out one blast to all of you as soon as a video that you know it is. You can make that choice. You won't hurt our feelings one way or the other, but I think it's a more solid way to do it. And the other thing that it does is give us an opportunity for mass communication. Let's say, you know, God forbid, the captain breaks his ankle and is unable to get a couple of videos up or whatever. I have the chance to send out an email to as many people as possible on the crew and let them know that you know, something is going on, or you know, somebody severely needs our thoughts and prayers instantly. If you think about what it is we do on this channel, people, we're going to deal with some pains. There are going to be some people along the way that are going to need prayers instantly. You know, there's the number of people who overdose every day in this country is staggering. It is the nature of the fight that we're in that we don't win every battle, which is tragic, but it's the truth. So again, I think it's another good opportunity for all of us to stay in contact. I already have a new email address, and I will, you know what, I'll give it to you now, and then I'll give it again a couple of more times. But it's ourownbell@gmail.com. Just the words, our own bell. You know how it is, you click on their bell? Okay, well, now we have our own bell. ourownbell@gmail.com. So if you, by the way, if you have something you want to talk directly to me about, you email me at captaintommyscoville@gmail.com. That is how you communicate with me. If you have a letter that you want to send in, a goodbye letter, you send it to captaintommyscoville@gmail.com. Our own bell will be for notifications. The only thing that's going to be happening to that, it's not an inbound email, right? The inbound emails are going to come to Captain Tommy. This is just outbound stuff so that we can communicate with all of you at, you know, all at once for things of that nature. Let me see here. God bless everyone here. You all matter, and I'm here for you. Big hugs to everyone. Alexander, I'll tell you what, we're here for you too, brother. And I'll be keeping you in my thoughts and my prayers while you go and make that trip. I think that that's going to be an important thing for you. And Fiona says it is the 18th anniversary of the death of one of my best friends today as well. someone who was a huge part of my life. I'm having a tough time today and would appreciate some prayers. Thanks. Uh, Please, people, if you could be sending out positive energy and thoughts and prayers to Lady Fiona Crispin. Lady, she's been a very, very solid crew member on this boat from the very first day that she showed up. She has been here to support virtually everybody, and at times I have asked more of her probably than I've asked of too many other people because of time differences and things of that nature. There have been times that I have asked, Fiona to lend some assistance to the boat, and she has always stepped up to the plate and done so whenever I asked her. I probably do it too often. I think I'll be giving her a break, but appreciate all of the help and everything that she does. So thoughts and prayers, please, for Lady Fiona. I think that would be a great thing, absolutely a great thing. And we're sorry for your loss, Fiona. Whether it's wounds like that, they tend not to heal. I have definitely. I am mourning people that I lost decades ago, and it's just sort of the nature of the business. And Mark Wages says one of the more intelligent things that Mark says, which is astounding because Mark spouts off with intelligent things at an alarming rate. But he said, take a lesson from Fee. Ask if you need prayer or anything. Don't be afraid. We don't know unless you ask. And that is, it's our own bell at email.com. At gmail.com. Just our own bell at gmail.com. But yeah, that's a great piece of advice, people. We are willing to lend a helping hand. What we can't do is help you if you don't tell us that you need it. And that goes for prayer. That goes for really anything. Because we're all in the good fight, because we are all trying to stay sober. If, the way the camera is set up these days, you really don't get a chance to see the old slide that I used to use in all the videos. But we have the slide, right? That's the downward slide for when things are not going well in terms of the good fight. But if you feel yourself backsliding, if you feel yourself slipping, that's the time to reach out and talk to us. I've relapsed more than anybody that you're ever going to want to come across. I have really relapsed a lot in my life before this round of sobriety really kicked in, and before I was successful. There were a lot of relapses, and I have told this story so many times, but the relapses, before they happen. You usually know a long time before they happen. When you finally crack the bottle or you finally open the bag of dope or whatever it is you're doing, that relapse starts sometimes a month before then. You just start making bad decisions. Or one of the examples I use all the time is one of the symbols of my sobriety is making my bed. May sound silly to you, but the old me never did it. So the fact that the new me does, it is the way I start my day. I make that bed, and in doing so, I say, I'm a new creature. May sound silly to you people, but it's a very serious part of my regimen. And if I go a day without doing it, I get nervous. I start reevaluating everything that I'm doing, because once you start sliding down that, then you get to the point where you're starting to relapse. You follow me? So if you start feeling that, if you start realizing that you're doing some things that are out of character, get here and ask for help. You can go here. You can go over to the Safe Harbor we got over on Facebook. You can go and link up with some people on Instagram over there. We've got our site. But whatever you do, reach out. What Mark says is genius. If you don't ask for help, we can't help you. Jesse Stinson, my friend, it's good to see you. Jesse and I spoke last night. If you weren't there, talking about I am going to Florida in the next couple of months, people. I'm visiting a relative, and I'm having a little work done on my eyes, so I don't have to squint like this every time I look at the screen. Seems the older I get, the more difficult it is for these things to work the way they used to. So I'm going to be getting some eye surgery, not the kind you got to worry about, just sort of the refractive eye surgery, so that I won't need the Homer Simpson specs, and I'll still be able to see and do all of that. And I'm also going to be spending some time with some family. That's coming up sometime between Thanksgiving and Christmas, and I'm going to be looking up our friend Jesse Stinson when I'm down there. You got plenty of time, Jesse. When the time gets closer, I'll tell you about it, but I'm going to try to take one day, and I will do a blast out to people before that happens, so that if there's anyone else in that area of the country, we can all get together and do some kind of lunch or anything. Anytime I travel in the U.S., or if by some chance I'm called to go someplace outside the U.S., then I definitely want to make sure that I have the opportunity to link up with anybody that's crew on this boat. The more that we interact, whether it's this kind of a situation or whether it's one-on-one, the more that we interact, the better off we are as a boat, the better off we are as friends, and the better off we are as family. People, the live feeds have defined this boat and defined this channel. When we started to go live, um, by the way, Ruthie, people, when I did my 43-second tube of terror, Ruthie was with me. Ruthie is just one of the kindest souls, and just a great person. I absolutely love Ruthie. However, don't let the kindness and her loving demeanor fool you. She will absolutely school you when it comes to eating anything hot. This is a woman who is a chili head's chili head. I mean, one of the real deals in the chili world. Alexander says that I look good. Have a good trip. Thanks so much for the support, and thank you for love you all. Thank you, Alexander. The trip will be actually in about a month, but just wanted to let people know. Yeah, hopefully it will be a good trip. I see my son. Nope, that's my daughter actually. Is it? Is that Cedar? Someone said hi, Cedar. Cedar is here. Cedar, how you doing? Good to see you. I thought it was Spanx there for a minute, but Spanx hasn't popped in a while. Yes, my daughter is here. Cedar, good to see you. I'm happy you're here. Hopefully you had a good day at work. All right, people. Folks, the live feeds have sort of become the defining characteristic of the boat. I think the reason behind that is, as I've said ad nauseum, right? I've repeated it so many times. It really is what it gets. It gives people the opportunity to get to know one another at a different level, as opposed to just coming and watching me do what I do and getting whatever you can get out of hearing me talk. It's building the relationships between one another. And what distinguishes us, I think, from other channels is that we really do have that really serious personal relationship that we all have with each other. There's Beth would be a great example, right? Beth left a comment today, and I saw so many people who popped on and said, "Beth, where you been?" Right? We're one of those channels where if somebody disappears even for a very short period of time, Anna had been gone for a while. Everybody gets very, very concerned when one of our own is not here. That's sort of indicative of what we have built here at the lifeboat. And I think you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that the what really cemented that has been the live feeds. It really is very much now sort of a hard and fast part of what we do. And it's kind of important to me that we continue it. I don't ever want to get to the point where we do them so often that we take them for granted. I know the once a day, I would love to be able to continue doing this forever. I'm not sure how long we can. One of the things that I definitely want to do in the future, Mark and I are going to be creating a call-in show. I think I talked about this on last night's live feed, but we are going to get this set up as a legitimate call-in show. There will probably be some slight changes to the appearance, but it's going to be one of those situations where you can call in. You can get here the same way you do now. You can still be talking in the comment section, but if you want to correspond directly with the captain, you can ask questions about sobriety. This will be coming up, people. We're in the process of getting this all put together. So I promise you, when no matter what happens here, no matter how many changes happen, going live is always going to be sort of a very large part of what we do on the lifeboat. The feedback that I've gotten from all of you, Jimmy Pickles, So happy to see you, my friend. I'm glad that you're here. Really good to see you. But you people can correct me if I'm wrong, but the feedback that I've gotten from the word "go" is that really this is the most important thing that we do here. This is what seems to bring everybody together and keep them happy as a crew. That being said, we're going to continue to try to go live as much as possible. Eventually, I don't want to get to the point where we burn out on it. I don't want to get to the point where it loses its magic, and I don't want to get to the point where you're tired of hearing me. The nature of the live feed is that as much as you all can sit in the comment section and talk. Jesse, I can't wait to meet you too, bud. Can't wait to meet you. But you guys can sit in the comment section and talk. I sort of have to sit in front of the camera and not stop talking for the duration of time that you do it. I promise you it would be very awkward, especially to people showing up if I went, huh? It's pretty uncomfortable, isn't it? Yeah, so it requires me sort of rolling on a nonstop, dissertation on everything and doing it for very long periods of time. If you think about it, people, our feeds have been averaging in the 2-hour range. We've had some shorter ones, but they average about 2 hours. So that means on top of the videos, there's about 14 hours a week of me talking nonstop. And I don't want people to get sick of that, and I don't want people to start getting burnt out. Jimmy Pickles just did a 17-hour day. Jimmy, that's got to stop. I love you, brother. What are you doing? That is I realize the dedication that the Chile community puts into what they do. And I know that, you're a dedicated guy, but 17 hours, my friend, that's, I'm not trying to get technical with you, but I think that's 3 days of work, right? It's a real solid 2 days of work. It's, I've consistently worked 12s for a long time, and 17 is just brutal, my man. Relax, sit back, and try to take it easy, because that's my goodness, that's a long day. You are a dedicated person, a really dedicated person. But there's a reason that you're good at what you're doing, and I think that very oftentimes, how much do we put into whatever we do? I think the dedication that Jimmy shows probably carries into a lot of other aspects of his life as well. And I guess I shouldn't, don't for a second think that that I'm saying you shouldn't be doing that. I'm not. In fact, I'm tipping my hat to you. But boy, that's a long day, my friend. That is a really, really long day. Yes, my daughter would like a hat. It's on its way, kid. I promise. I'm getting my daughter a version of the same hat that I wear. Jacqueline Grace. Hello, Jacqueline. We're happy to have you here. Welcome to the boat. Really happy that you stopped in. People, to give you the warning long before it comes, so that I don't have people who get upset with me and feel like it got the rug pulled out from underneath you. Saigon, you did not miss anything. Are you kidding? We stopped talking when you left. We couldn't do this without you. No, we've been sitting in silence doing this one, waiting for you to come back. So we're glad that you're here. We are at, let me see here, people. We're about 44 minutes into this live feed. It is going to end at 1 hour. Going to be doing just a 1 hour feed tonight. So I do want everybody to keep that in mind, so that you get a chance to say your goodbyes and things of that nature. Also, people, it was great today. I went and saw a live feed from Mark Wages, and I popped on there and I saw Seventh Son. I saw a lot of other people. It's so cool that we really are this family. I know I saw a lot of people in the comment section who are now going to be heading over to take a look at what Homeless in America is doing. That's awesome stuff. the more that we can support one another, people, the we're more than happy to do this. I've been accused in the past of not supporting some of the people on the boat, and what it really boiled down to, and always will boil down to, is this: the message has got to be positive. It just has to be positive. And I don't have a problem supporting people. There is plenty to go around. I am not a person that believes in scarcity. I am a person that believes. Mark says, yeah, he noticed that we were there. He said, in fact, on the live feed, he said, I see a lot of anchors. Made me feel awesome. But yeah, as long as the message that you're putting out, people, is positive, I don't care if it's about shoes or basketball or anything else. If it's a positive message in a family environment, I'll be more than happy to talk about your show and give people an opportunity to go and check it out. But that's really the defining characteristic in terms of whether or not I can get behind something. If it's just a show that does an awful lot of negativity, then probably wouldn't even be good to ask us, because that's it really is the one thing that we do. One moment at a time, Jacqueline says. And Jacqueline, I don't blame you for what we learned the other night. You're a very, very strong person, and that's a tough, tough fight. Yeah, it really is. It's a tough fight. And Deja Moore says, yeah, don't forget the shoulder kitty. I actually have a picture of you, kid, from my daughter that I picked up along the way from someone, and I'll tell you when I send it over. But yeah, people, I am, to recap the day that we have had, a couple of things that I want to ask you for. People, don't miss the goodbye letters, okay? If they have 50 views, we've done something wrong, because there's nothing more important than we're doing here, for real. So get on there and check out the goodbye letters. Tonight's was from Joe. It's the last video that was up prior to this. You need to see it, plain and simple. Everybody on this boat needs to see that. It's a great letter. That entire series, the entire series that we're doing of goodbye letters, are probably the most important thing that we're doing on the lifeboat. It really is. It's something that, I've said this now 10 times. It's slamming the door on the last chapter and opening the door on the other. But more importantly, it is the first real chance that you get to sort of see into the soul and see into the struggle of the people that you're on the boat with. I hope that makes sense to you, how important that is, right? We can hang out in the comment section. We can, talk about lemon meringue pie. But when the time comes that one of these people calls for help, when the time comes that you need to ask somebody for help, those goodbye letters are a glance into the soul of the person that you might be asking. And it really, it's really important. So please go and check out that video and continue to do so. 5 o'clock, people. If you don't get a notification at 5 o'clock, trust and believe it's going to be there anyway. You can pop on in the morning and you can pop in at 5 o'clock at night. But I think it's really, really important that you get and watch those videos. That's honestly like bread and butter, nuts and bolts stuff. They come on at 5 all this week. Please make sure that you see them. And also to recap, last night we did a celebration because we were there for the most part, right? Well, we're there. So for those of you who are just coming on, our new partner is YouTube. They are now a crew member on the lifeboat. They are going to happily push us into regions of the world that we never thought possible. And Mark Wages says he's working on his also. I believe he's talking about his goodbye letter. But YouTube is going to be pushing us into offices, homes, and telephones all over the world. And the beautiful, beautiful thing about that, people, is I have said many times that we're an oasis of love in a sea of hate, right? Or in a desert of hate. We're an island of love in an ocean of hate. The truth is that I have said I always felt that social media has fallen so short of what its full potential is. And I believe, and I think a lot of other people do, that this has become an example of what social media can do when it's used. Jimmy Pickles, thank you so much. It means the world to me. It really does, brother. He says an awesome channel. And you know what? It should mean the world to all of you too, because this is your channel. Honestly, it was my idea, Jimmy, but if I could sit down with you and show you on paper, because I drew this out over 6 years, if I could show you what my idea was, what my goal was, and how far my crew has taken it and brought it to a new level, this really is not my boat. I'm just the guy that gets to steer it. The propulsion and everything else around here, the fact that I hit 4,000 hours is because of you people, not because of what I did. I assure you, it is because of this crew. And we did it, people, faster than people do it. We did it faster than um, faster than anybody does it. I mean, honestly, it just doesn't happen at the speed at which we did this. And again, that's you. That's not me. Really, truthfully, it's just we're so blessed to have this crew. Jimmy, I'm really glad you're here. Dan Jimenez, doing a good thing, Tommy. Thank you, Dan. I really appreciate that. I believe I am. I believe I'm doing a good thing. The goal when I set out to do this, that's one of the things, and that's why. I mean, I will definitely. I mean, I'm not being humble for effect. I'm just being honest. I will absolutely take credit for having a wicked good idea, right? This whole concept of this kind of a program where we come together and support one another. That was my idea, and I will take all kinds of credit for that. I will, but what it has become has outgrown and outstripped every single thing that I ever thought. The direction that the boat has gone is so much bigger than what I thought possible. And when we were trying to get this thing off of the ground and we were trying to push this thing forward, I had a very rigid idea of everything that would happen, and that got like crumpled into a ball and tossed out the window because all of the things that are the most popular part of this show now were ideas that came from people on the boat, right? I thought about going live. I certainly didn't think about going live to the extent that we're doing it. That is something that when I did the first live feed, the amount of positive feedback that I got, and it wasn't just, hey, that live feed was awesome. It was, you got to do more of these. I mean, people were very, very seriously willing to sort of just spit out exactly what they thought. And they said, more live feeds, more live feeds, more live feeds, more live feeds. So sorry, hold on. That was a direction that the crew took the boat in. Mark Wages said, that it's because I'm humble and willing to adjust. That's what the trait of a good captain. You know what? I'll take credit for that. I absolutely did not. I didn't jam myself into a corner and say this is how it is going to be. I definitely really wanted this thing to just take off. I wanted to reach as many people as humanly possible. And I wanted one of the things that, honestly, someday people, I will show you the goal sheet for when I first set out and I started out with the list of goals. One of the first things that I wrote was that I didn't want to get in the way of my own success, truthfully. And it was one of the biggest fears that I had, was that I would do just that. It's one of the reasons people laugh all the time when I say, I want you to tell me I'm lucky that you're here. When you leave a comment, say, hey, Captain, you're lucky I'm here. Great show. Because I've watched channels on YouTube where a guy comes on and he's humble and he's fun to watch, and 12 months go by and he's got 10,000 subscribers and he's not quite as humble as he was, but he's a good dude. And then he's got 50,000, then he's got 100,000, he's got a silver button, and the next thing you know, the guy's a tyrant. The next thing you know, it's like the people watching him have become almost an annoyance. It's almost like they go from respecting their audience to hating their audience, and it's not something that it's not something I ever want to happen. If this thing grows to the size that I think it's possible to do, I want to be the same, Tommy that I was the day we started, and I had a couple of hundred people that had come over from Instagram. I don't want this to ever become something that I get in the way of. So I'm really open to take this thing in any direction. It's one of the things I got from my brother. My brother says every day, it's a bus, he's not sure where it's going, but he's going with you. I know where this boat's going. It's kind of a different, I have no idea how we're going to get there. But I know where it's going. That's the one aspect of this that I will definitely say I have a very clear cut vision of exactly what I want this channel to be. The beautiful thing is you people share it. There's been nobody that said that's a bad idea or this or that. Oh man, Saigon Cinnamon says, I was sober for 7 years, but I wasn't living my sobriety. I ignored it until I got my boat ticket. Wow, what a cool thing to say. Man, Saigon, I absolutely love you, man. You say the coolest things. You really do. You just consistently say the coolest things. People, if you're not aware of the fact that never quit quitting, right? Don't quit quitting. You can never stop. The Saigon brought that, and it's something that has really become a battle cry here on this boat. Deja Moore says, being on this boat has taught me a thing or two. People, Deja, I'm so happy to hear that. The truth of the matter is, and this is why this is becoming, Mark has said to me, we really are breaking the mold, right? We're breaking the mold. And the reason is, as opposed to having a host that you learn from, we've got an entire boat full of people that we learn from. I'm learning from every one of you every day. I mean, that really is the case. I am learning from every one of you every day. Yeah, my kid's funny. That I'm the champion of humility. You're a funny girl. You're a funny girl. Christmas is coming, kid. Keep that in mind. Christmas is coming. There are so many things that be cheeky for life. Don't encourage her. People, we are getting close to that 1 hour mark. I hate to be a killjoy, but this is one of those evenings where I am going to be cutting it short, and I'll tell you why. Since I share every aspect of my life with you as if it's the Truman Show, I will tell you exactly why. I have an interview tomorrow. In fact, I have two, but I'm only excited about one of them. There's one interview tomorrow with a company that it's a 6-figure a year opportunity, which is really a rarity for a guy that robbed banks. They tend to frown on giving a chance to individuals that have taken the time to withdraw money from banks without the use of a bank account. And so it's a golden opportunity, and I'm going to get some sleep, and I'm going to go into there looking bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and hopefully it's one of those things that they decide to give me an opportunity, because it's something that people, until I can do this full time, I can't, and that's sort of the nature of what's going on. And the last job interfered with my YouTube channel, and I have said from the word go that if by some chance my job interferes with the YouTube channel, I'm going to get rid of the job. It's plain and simple. There's one or two things on this planet that are more important than this channel. One of them is in the comment section right now mocking me, as that's the thanks you get from kids. I think Shakespeare said it best. Oh, how sharper than a serpent's tooth to have a thankless child. But yeah, other than my family by blood, nothing's more important than my family by choice. And that's each and every one of you out there. So as I end this tonight, a couple of thoughts. Jackson, happy birthday, brother. We love you. We're so happy that you're on this boat. Mr. Mark Wages, always stay my first mate, please, because you are the brother that, that came along at the time that I really, really needed another brother, and you came along at the right time. And for every one of the rest of you, I am so happy that all of you are here. Saigon Cinnamon, he was at least in Tommy's Picks 40 times, and then one day I felt the need to change his name, and the rest, as they say, is history. So, people, I am out of here. This is the end of the live feed. I promise you this. You're going to see me tomorrow. And between now and then, one thing to do, right? Let's do it, people. Every time we get a chance, what do? Anybody? Anybody? Let's go save somebody. All right. I love you all, and we will see you tomorrow. God bless. Boom.